one more video with this hair. Totally enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Now, I watch Caitlyn Jenner once in a while, and I don't think she's very, very good. Only because she's an older person. Obviously, she looks amazing. She's great. But she's in her 60s or late 60s or early 70s. Or maybe it's early 60s, I'm not sure. But she's older, so she's great for sure. She is great. We love her. And she was brave to go through what she went through. But for what I think when I see her, I'm always thinking to myself, like, she's not as good. Obviously, she's older than I am, but see, I was gonna say about her, Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, so she always says in 20 years, like 20 years ago, she would never have imagined doing what she's doing now, which is true. She's transgender, she's living the life she wants, and she's always wanted to live that way. Not always, but in the more recent times, and she's really happy that she's done it, and she's never thought that would happen, and it did, so good for her, right? But for me, I'll be looking back and saying, so I'll be like, um, I never would have imagined being famous in the last 20 years for me. Because for me, I just never, like my dad was never famous. And the only reason why was because whenever he performed, the type of performances he had done and the way you had to be to get to performing, he couldn't negotiate and his friends took advantage of him. So now we live in a society where we have YouTube. So YouTube is very good. You can trust YouTube. They're not going to take advantage of you and they're not going to shortchange you. So YouTube is very, very good. So my dad was always like had to negotiate, and he was Italian, and he didn't speak the language, and it was a different scene altogether. And plus, the type of music he had done, he only had 3 songs that he did, and they didn't really allow covers too much at that time. Not that he would do. He didn't know how to play covers because he only knew the songs that he knew, and he didn't get one hit wonder or anything, but he totally could now because he is on YouTube. But maybe he'll be famous now. But the thing is, he never was famous before, and he's on YouTube now, so he might become famous. You never know, and it might happen sooner than later because he's on YouTube. He's got 2 videos on YouTube, so he's very, very good. So yes, so he might become famous now, but after years and years of trying and performing and doing tons of performances, he finally might make it. The thing is with me, I never would have imagined the day that I become famous because I never saw it because my dad was never famous. So for me, anything I get is going to be a bonus. And I'm very good-minded. I'm very sharp-minded. I'm very strong. I'm very solid. I'm very beautiful, but I'm also very humble. And I'm also very supportive of people that are suffering and going through different traumas. I'm totally understanding of all that. Like, I totally get that that's not a good place to be. I'm not like other celebrities where they're just like all whining about stupid stuff that, not that other celebrities do, but some celebrities do whine about things where you're like, okay, like you live in a mansion and you have all this stuff and you're gorgeous, leave it alone, right? But yes, I'm not going to whine about those things. I'm going to be totally tactful and not tactful. What am I saying tactful? I'm going to be total. I don't know what that means. I'm going to be totally uh, appreciative of where I'm at because my dad never was famous. When some people are famous, they take it for granted. But and some of these people weren't. Their parents were never famous either. Like even Madonna, she's never had famous parents. She had to work her way up from nothing, and so yeah, so it happens to everyone. But some people are rich, right? So if they're rich, they might not appreciate their fame, and they might not think, they might take it for granted. And I never will because I came from a place where I grew up poor. We had different struggles growing up, and it was different. It was a different time, and I really enjoyed my childhood. I really enjoyed being who I was. I'm very friendly. I'm not worried if people criticize or judge, and I'm also very happy about how I come across, how professional I am, how respectful I am, all that. So I'm really appreciative of all that. So yes, so I'm gonna not take it for granted and really enjoy it and just have so much fun with it. I can't wait to be famous. And I totally feel I deserve it. Look at me. I'm so happy that I look this good. And you guys totally know I'm worth it. I look amazing. I'm so good. And if you guys feel the same way, maybe you'll achieve fame too, right? So you never know, right? So click that subscribe button for Marco and Mileena. Thank you so much for watching. All right. Bye, everyone.